Beneath the endless deserts of Peru lie colossal figures carved into the earth: hummingbirds, spiders, monkeys, and perfectly straight lines stretching for miles. The Nazca Lines are so massive that they can only be fully seen from the sky. Yet the people who created them had no known means of flight. Were they messages to the gods, ceremonial pathways, or something far more mysterious? Thousands of years later, they remain one of humanity's most enduring puzzles. But this is only one chapter in the book of unsolved history. Across the ancient world, mighty empires collapsed, and entire civilizations vanished as if swallowed by time. The Bronze Age collapse wiped out kingdoms from Greece to Mesopotamia, plunging humanity into centuries of chaos. Meanwhile, the once thriving Indus Valley civilization, home to millions, disappeared almost overnight, leaving behind silent cities and undeciphered scripts. These mysteries are not isolated events. They are threads of a larger tapestry of ancient enigmas that defy logic and challenge our understanding of human history. Today, we delve deep into the heart of these timeless puzzles, unraveling what we know, what we suspect, and what we may never truly understand. Chapter 1: The Nazca Lines. Messages in the sand. In the arid plains of southern Peru, more than 800 massive geoglyphs stretch across 200 square miles, forming animals, plants, and geometric patterns with breathtaking precision. The Nazca Lines are so large that many were only discovered in the 20th century when planes flew overhead. But how did a pre-industrial society create such enormous designs without modern surveying tools? The Nazca people left no written records, no detailed accounts, and no clear explanations for their purpose. Some scientists believe these lines were part of an astronomical calendar, aligning perfectly with solstices and star constellations. Others argue they were ritualistic pathways used by priests in ceremonies meant to summon water in one of the driest deserts on Earth. But then there are theories that defy conventional thinking altogether, claims that the lines might have been created as signals to beings watching from above, pointing to a knowledge or technology we no longer understand. Despite decades of study, the purpose of the Nazca Lines remains elusive. Excavations have revealed fragments of pottery, ceremonial offerings, and complex irrigation systems nearby, but no definitive answers. Every new discovery raises more questions than it solves, leaving us to wonder, were these patterns a message to gods, a plea for survival, or something humanity is not yet ready to comprehend? Chapter 2: Secrets Beneath the Desert Sands. The Nazca Desert holds more than just its famous lines. It's an archaeological treasure chest waiting to be unlocked. Beneath layers of sand, researchers have uncovered ceremonial platforms, complex aqueduct systems, and clues suggesting an advanced understanding of engineering. This was a society deeply tied to the land, capable of thriving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Yet, their obsession with these massive geoglyphs raises profound questions. Why pour such enormous effort into creating something invisible from the ground? Were the Nazca conducting rituals meant for the gods of the sky? Did they possess an early understanding of aerial perspectives? Or were they inspired by visions beyond human comprehension? Some fringe researchers propose that the Nazca possessed advanced mapping techniques, or even knowledge handed down from an earlier, lost civilization. While mainstream archaeology rejects such claims, the truth remains that no one can fully explain why the Nazca dedicated generations of labor to to these colossal patterns. The deeper we dig, the more the desert whispers secrets we cannot yet translate. Chapter 3: The Bronze Age Collapse. Civilizations in Ruin. Around 1200 BCE, the world's first great interconnected civilizations crumbled almost simultaneously in what historians now call the Bronze Age collapse. The thriving empires of the Eastern Mediterranean Egypt, Mycenaean Greece, the Hittites, and the mighty city-states of Mesopotamia fell within decades. Trade routes disintegrated, literacy rates plummeted, and entire populations vanished, ushering in a mysterious dark age. For centuries, scholars have debated the cause of this sudden collapse. Some blame the enigmatic sea peoples, mysterious invaders whose origins remain unknown but who devastated coastal cities with brutal efficiency. Others point to prolonged droughts, crop failures, and famine that destabilized economies and forced mass migrations. But deeper questions remain. Was this collapse triggered by natural forces, human conflict, or something else entirely? Archaeological evidence of widespread destruction suggests violence. Yet equally compelling data indicates environmental catastrophe. Perhaps it was a perfect storm, convergence of disasters that ended the world as ancient societies knew it. Chapter 4: The Sea Peoples. Raiders without a past. Among the most enduring mysteries of the Bronze Age collapse are the Sea Peoples, a confederation of warriors who appeared seemingly out of nowhere to wreak havoc across the Mediterranean. They struck with such ferocity that Egypt, one of the most powerful empires of the time, nearly fell to their relentless attacks. No one knows where these warriors came from. Some historians believe they originated from regions ravaged by famine, seeking new lands to inhabit. Others argue they were displaced refugees from collapsing kingdoms, forced into piracy and conquest. But no conclusive evidence ties them to any known culture, leaving their identity a riddle. Their legacy, however, is undeniable. Inscriptions from Egypt's pharaoh Ramses III detail brutal battles against the Sea Peoples, painting them as a scourge of civilization itself. Could they have been the spark that ignited the chain reaction of collapse, or merely a symptom of a greater, hidden catastrophe? Chapter 5: The Indus Valley Disappearance. While civilizations in the West were falling to chaos, another ancient society met an equally baffling fate. The Indus Valley civilization, stretching across present-day India and Pakistan, was one of humanity's earliest urban cultures. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro housed millions, with advanced sanitation systems, standardized weights, and meticulously planned street centuries ahead of their time. And yet, around 1900 BCE, this thriving civilization collapsed. Cities were abandoned, trade routes vanished, and the once vibrant Harappan culture faded into obscurity. What caused their downfall? Evidence points to changing river patterns, which may have devastated agriculture. Others suggest climate shifts or invasions, but no single theory fully explains their disappearance. Adding to the mystery is the Harappan script, an undeciphered writing system that could hold the key to their secrets. Without understanding their records, we're left with silent streets and unanswered questions about who these people were and why they vanished. Chapter 6: Decoding the Harappan Script. Among the ruins of the Indus Valley lie thousands of small seals engraved with symbols unlike any other ancient writing. Known as the Harappan Script, it has puzzled scholars for decades. Despite extensive analysis, no one has successfully deciphered it. leaving vast gaps in our understanding of their society, beliefs, and potential fate. Some experts believe the script represents a lost language unrelated to any known family, while others suggest it may have been a symbolic or ritualistic system rather than a phonetic alphabet. Without a Rosetta Stone to bridge the gap, the Harappan voice remains locked away, frozen in time. Could the secrets of their disappearance, whether caused by natural disaster, conflict, or disease, be hidden within this ancient code? Until the day we finally unravel the script, the Indus Valley remains one of history's most haunting enigmas. Chapter 7. Clues buried beneath time. Beneath the layers of sand, soil, and stone, clues about these vanished civilizations remain hidden, waiting for discovery. Every excavation, every artifact, and every fragment of pottery offers a window into lives that existed thousands of years ago. In the Nazca Desert, archaeologists continue to unearth ceremonial objects, tools, and textiles that suggest rituals more complex than we ever imagined. Each find deepens the mystery rather than solving it. Similarly, in the Mediterranean, charred remains of ancient fortifications hint at sudden violent destruction during the Bronze Age collapse. Abandoned harbors and burned cities suggest catastrophic events that unfolded rapidly, leaving populations no time to recover. Yet, alongside destruction, we find evidence of resilience, hidden fortresses, migration trails, and hints of societies adapting to survive. In the Indus Valley, deep core drilling reveals ancient riverbeds, showing how the mighty Saraswati River gradually dried up, disrupting agriculture and trade. But these geological clues don't tell the entire story. Even as rivers vanished, there are signs of planned urban evacuations rather than chaotic collapse, suggesting the Harappans may have foreseen disaster long before it struck. Chapter 8. Theories of catastrophe. Throughout history, natural disasters have rewritten the fate of civilizations, and these enigmas may be no exception. One theory links the Nazca Lines to desperate pleas for rain during extended droughts. Archaeological evidence suggests that their creators faced environmental stress, and massive ritual geoglyphs may have been an appeal to divine forces controlling the sky. If true, their fading civilization may have been undone by the unforgiving climate of the desert. For the Bronze Age collapse, some researchers argue that a severe multi-century drought combined with famine, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions created a domino effect of societal failure. Crops failed, cities starved, and once mighty empires descended into chaos. The mysterious sea peoples could have been climate refugees, displaced by environmental catastrophe rather than purely marauding conquerors. The Indus Valley tells a similar story. Geological studies reveal that monsoon patterns shifted dramatically around 1900 BCE, reducing rainfall and devastating agriculture. Without their river-based lifelines, the Harappans may have been forced to abandon their advanced cities. Across continents, from Peru to Pakistan, nature may have played the ultimate role in shaping humanity's forgotten chapters. Chapter 9. Cosmic Connections and Ancient Technology. While mainstream science explains these mysteries through environmental, political, and social causes, other theories suggest something far more extraordinary. Some researchers argue that the precision of the Nazca Lines implies knowledge of geometry and astronomy beyond what's assumed possible for their time. Were they using tools or techniques now lost to us, or could they have inherited knowledge from an even older, forgotten civilization. Similarly, the Bronze Age collapse raises questions about ancient technologies that vanished without explanation. Bronze itself was a revolutionary material, requiring sophisticated metallurgical processes and widespread trade networks. Yet, when these systems fell apart, it took centuries for humanity to regain similar capabilities. Did ancient societies possess technologies or sciences we've yet to rediscover? Even in the Indus Valley, their advanced urban planning, complete with grid systems, sewage networks, and standardized weight sogs, shades a depth of knowledge unparalleled for its time. The fact that such advancements disappeared entirely hints at a massive break in the transmission of knowledge, perhaps caused by events so catastrophic they wiped away not just societies, but memories. Chapter 10. The Missing Pieces of Human History. History, as we know it, is like a puzzle with more missing pieces than complete ones. The Nazca, the Bronze Age kingdoms, and the Harappans each represent chapters where pages have been torn out. What we have left are fragment stones, bones, and symbols, while the narrative behind them remains lost. Could there have been ancient global connections we've yet to uncover? Some archaeologists point to surprising similarities between distant civilizations. For instance, the precision of the Nazca Lines echoes celestial alignments found in ancient Egyptian monuments. The urban sophistication of the Indus Valley mirrors later Mesopotamian city structures, despite thousands of miles of separation. Did these societies share knowledge through unknown trade networks? Or are we underestimating the interconnectedness of the ancient world? If so, the simultaneous collapses across continents may not have been coincidences. Shared vulnerabilities, climate shifts, resource shortages, or even global disasters could explain why so many advanced societies disappeared within centuries of one another. The truth may lie buried beneath oceans, deserts, or forgotten ruins. Chapter 11. Archaeology versus mythology. For centuries, myths have preserved stories about lost civilizations, great floods, and cataclysmic events. While mainstream archaeology treats these tales with caution, some argue they may hold kernels of truth. Could ancient legends about sky gods, fiery destruction, and disappearing rivers be echoes of real events passed down through generations? In Peru, Nazca oral traditions speak of deities who walked among the stars and guided their ancestors. In the Mediterranean, Greek myths of Atlantis and Egyptian records of divine upheaval align strangely well with the time frame of the Bronze Age collapse. Likewise, in India, the Rigveda contains cryptic verses describing dried rivers and vanishing cities, perhaps reflecting the Harappan decline. Myth and archaeology often intersect in unexpected ways. By dismissing folklore entirely, we may overlook valuable historical insights encoded within these stories. What if humanity's earliest memories are hidden not just in artifacts, but in the tales we've told for thousands of years? Chapter 12. When science hits a wall, science has uncovered much about the past. But these mysteries remain stubbornly unsolved despite decades of research. Satellite imaging, carbon dating, and DNA analysis reveal fascinating details, yet the full picture eludes us. Why did the Nazca carve patterns no one could see? Who were the sea peoples? Why did the Harappan language vanish into silence? Part of the challenge lies in gaps within the archaeological record. Vast sites remain unexcavated, and climate change continues to erode fragile evidence. Theories evolve as new discoveries emerge, but every answer seems to lead to more questions. This paradox keeps these enigmas alive, forcing us to confront the limits of our understanding. Perhaps we lack the right tools or perspectives to interpret what we find. Or perhaps the missing answers lie in places we haven't thought to look, in deep ocean trenches, frozen tundras, or beneath layers of shifting sands. Until then, we remain explorers, chasing shadows of civilizations long gone. Chapter 13: Unanswered Questions That Haunt Us. Why would the Nazca devote generations to creating colossal symbols no one could view from the ground? Were these messages meant for gods, distant travelers, or forces beyond Earth itself? Why did multiple powerful empires collapse simultaneously during the Bronze Age, as if struck by a single global calamity? And why did the Harappans, masters of urban design, leave their cities without a trace of struggle or war? These questions persist because every discovery complicates the narrative rather than clarifying it. Ancient skeletons reveal unexpected genetic links, suggesting migrations we never imagined. New ruins unearthed in deserts and jungles hint at civilizations we did not even know existed. Each layer of history we peel back reveals another beneath it, older and stranger than the last. In many ways, these enigmas remind us that humanity's story is far from linear. Entire chapters are missing, erased by time, catastrophe, or perhaps even deliberate choice. The past is not silent, it's whispering. We just do not yet know how to listen. Chapter 14: What if we're missing something big? What if these mysteries are not isolated puzzles, but interconnected pieces of a far greater secret? Some researchers believe the simultaneous collapses, unexplained technologies, and global similarities point to a forgotten chapter of human history, perhaps even an advanced civilization that predates all others. The idea is controversial, but compelling. Could remnants of lost knowledge be scattered across the Nazca Desert, encoded in the Harappan seals, or buried beneath Bronze Age ruins? If so, understanding one mystery could unlock answers to them all. Such revelations might rewrite everything we think we know about humanity's origins and capabilities. Until then, we stand on the edge of the unknown, gazing back at a past more complex than we ever imagined. Perhaps these enigmas endure because we're not yet ready for their answers, or because finding them would force us to question everything we believe about ourselves. Chapter 15: The Past is Not Dead. The Nazca Lines still stretch silently beneath the Peruvian sun, messages carved into the earth for reasons we cannot fully fathom. The ruins of the Bronze Age lie scattered across the Mediterranean, whispers of civilizations undone by forces still debated. The Indus Valley stands frozen in time, its streets empty, its script unreadable, and its story incomplete. These are not just archaeological curiosities. They are mirrors reflecting our own fragility. Civilizations rise and fall, knowledge is gained and lost, and mysteries endure because the past is never truly gone. It shapes us, challenges us, and dares us to keep seeking answers. Perhaps one day we will piece together the missing fragments and unlock the secrets hidden in deserts, rivers, and ruins. Until then, these mysteries remain guardians of truths humanity has yet to rediscover. The past is not dead, waits patiently, whispering its secrets beneath the sands of time.